Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. We're pleased to welcome you to day 2 of the National Art and Health Week in Nigeria. For this morning's session, we're going to be focusing on inspirational stories of artists and activists who are using art and dance for social change in Nigeria. Please, you're welcome on board.
I think I'm one of the people that prove them wrong, that music is a strong thing and it's a weapon that you can survive.
Wonderful, wonderful. I would like to introduce our speaker for today, the first speaker, Seyi Oluyole. Seyi, please, can you please put on your camera very quickly? We need to move very fast. We're behind schedule already. Please put on your camera so that we can spotlight you, please. Very quickly. I will read a bio now. Seyi is a graduate of English from Covenant University, and she's also the founder of DreamCatchers. Seyi, you're welcome on board today. Please go ahead. You have 10 minutes to speak, and then we'll go to Q&A. Oh, sorry. I need to unmute you. I'm sorry. You can unmute yourself, please.
Okay, yes, thank you very much for having me this morning. It's an honor to be a part of this amazing program. And just like the video that has been shown, my name is Seyi Oluyole. I'm the founder and executive director at DreamCatchers Academy. And one very beautiful thing that we have done at DreamCatchers Academy is, of course, as the video that introduced me showed, we started with dancing, using dance as a way to inspire young kids. And then now we've actually grown to have the first free formal arts academy in Nigeria and in Africa. And what does that mean? So it means that now for young children, for girls who want to have a career in the arts, they have a place that they can call home, because these days it looks like the art is being taken back, is being retributed in the educational space. And one very important way that I know for sure that art helps in terms of health is, I will start with the mental health. For instance, we work with children that are indigent, children that have gone through abuse, children that have suffered homelessness, that have struggled through homelessness, and they have been abandoned, they have experienced neglect. And then now we are trying to inspire kids like this and tell them that, you have a bright future. And that can be very, very difficult. So what we do is we use this as a form of therapy for us. This as a form of therapy. When we sometimes we give them sheets of paper and we say, okay, just write draw how you feel. Anyhow you feel, draw it. We play music, we say just move your body. Use your pain to dance. And one thing that I like to say is that for lots of artists, one major things, your pain sometimes makes you one of the greatest artists. And that's why I think that it's very, very important that we ensure that the art takes a very important role. Like I like to say, you cannot separate. I think it's unfair that we try to separate science, art, of things. Everything goes hand in hand. There are so many people that, when you are bored, when you are tired, when you feel sad, you want to watch a comedy video. That's art. It helps you. You want to watch a comedy video. That's art. We have, as a matter of fact, we ensure that, as you saw in the video, that our students exercise every morning, because this also helps their health. It helps their it improves their core. and it helps them do better. And I think that that's something that is very, very important that people seem to always overlook in terms of how much importance art plays in our. So many musicians out there that they have written songs. One of my favorite poets, Edgar Allan Poe, I learned about her a lot as a literature student, and eventually she died at a very young age. But from her poems, you can see how much impact that she was making. She used her poem to talk about the issues that she was going through, and even in death, so many people still read the poems of Edgar Allan Poe. We use it in art classes, we use it in literature classes, and you'll be surprised how much impact that the arts can make in terms of music. And I would to go line in line, I would start with dancing, which is something that is very passionate for me. I started using dance because for me, I also experienced homelessness as a very young child. And at that time, dancing was what I had. When I heard music and I was just dancing, it always used to make me feel better. And even till now, if I'm having like worst days, I'm going through the worst days, all I just do is just listen to music and move my body, and I start to feel better. And we have World Menstrual Health Day called Music for Our Health. We have World Menstrual Health Day coming very soon. And what we have done is, so we did a music session for our girls, because for the ones that teenagers have experienced what menstrual poverty is, and we said, you know what do you think about menstruation? And then we had many of them writing about how before they joined the academy, there will be days that they won't be able to go to school because of menstrual poverty. Their parents could not afford pad. They would have to beg, just so many unhealthy things. And then we said, okay, we'll just write something about it. And then at the end of the day, what did we do? We compiled everything that they had written, and then we made it into a song. And of course, that song will be out on World Menstrual Health Day. Now, what did we do there? We used the pain that they had gone through. We first of all used it to write a song, but we also used it to help them understand that, they can heal, to help them understand that you are not the only one that has gone through this. And then, like I said, our art classes, in terms of visual arts, where we have them draw things. Sometimes we have students, she's just really sad, she remembers that her mom is dead, and they just once you give her a paper and a crayon, she just starts to draw. She can draw. Sometimes tell her to draw the happiest day. Okay, draw something that makes you happy. And then once she draws that, she starts to feel better. She starts to, feel healthier. She starts to feel better. And for us at DreamCatchers Academy, these are the ways that we are using the arts to heal people. We're using it as a form of therapy. We're using it as a way to help young girls understand that the world is yours. You can make a difference in the world. You can capture the world. You can do so much more. And I think that's mostly what I have on my presentation today. And I am more than happy to take any questions that anyone might have in that regard. Thank you very much.
Amazing, incredible. Please, let's appreciate Seyi, everyone. Wonderful. That's such a very powerful and inspirational story. And each time I look at Seyi and the work she does at Ikorodu, people think about Ikorodu as one side of Lagos that nobody wants to go to. And I am always fascinated by individuals who are passionate about children or young people who are in marginalized community, right? Because oftentimes we want to stay in the areas in community where things are happening already, where things are bubbling. But it's intriguing to know that she is doing this great. Sometimes I watch what she's doing and sometimes I will start crying in my mind because I know what it is not to have. I know what it is not to have. And then the fact that you could use dance to bring about social change, helping these young girls to go back to school, to stay in school, to stay off the street. This is what the government is supposed to do, but here's an individual who is doing it. So sometimes we feel like we're asking the government to do everything. The government can't do everything for us, and we have the duty to be able to take responsibility for the lives of people within our environment. And Seyi, we do applaud you for this bravery, for this great work that you're doing. We do celebrate you. So please, if you do have a question for Seyi, please do just drop it in the chat. I will just ask you one question. You mentioned that you just founded the first art school in Nigeria, also maybe in Africa, where girls can just attend free art education. Do you want to say something a bit about that very quickly? Please, if you do have a question, please do just drop it very quickly, Seyi, please. How did you come about that? How did you achieve that? When did you start? When did you get started, please? I'm asking to your minutes now. Yes, please, sorry.
Oh, amazing. Thank you for the question. So it basically started during COVID-19. You know, the world shut down in COVID-19 and our girls were not able to go to school. So we started teaching them at home. Like, of course, we had to start using volunteers and started teaching them at home. And because they were at home, we would do normal schoolwork. And then after that, we'd get into our art classes, music and dancing. And then we now realized that like the students were learning better and faster because now we were the one in charge of the timing and everything, and it was a comfortable environment. We were teaching them at our own pace. And so after, when that happened, before that time, we had actually done research in marginalized communities to see how art inspires young girls. And one thing that we noticed is that girls who desire a career in the arts usually drop out towards SS1. That's in secondary school, because they believe that formal education also was like, okay, you know what, when we have a school like this, it means that young girls can actually now stay in school. So if there is a girl that is, 13, 14 and wants to sing or wants to be a producer or wants to be a choreographer, she does not have to be like, I want to go for a rehearsal at 10 a.m. somewhere and I have to go to school. Now she has the chance to still be in school and also take part in the art. So that was basically how we gathered my team, and then we started the work in 2020. And it took us 2 years because when we said this, we didn't have funding to build the school. And everybody that we approached wanted to fund a tech center instead of an art school. So we just kept on pushing, and eventually we're able to 22. And currently we have 30 students. We are going to 100 students, providing them with arts education, formal education, a home so that they don't have to get distracted and be hawking. Just, providing them with opportunities where there's no excuse for them to be mediocre. There's no excuse. Yes, they are from marginalized communities, but are not poor in mind. They are very rich in mind. Thank you.
Wonderful, Seyi, incredible. I wish, do you have the picture of the school so that maybe, do you want me to make you a post so that you can actually share? Do you have a picture of it on your laptop? Okay, I will do that. I will try and make you a post now so that you can show us, right? Don't worry, don't be in a hurry to just mute yourself, though, except maybe you have so much noise around you, right? So I'm going to make you a post now so that you can just share it. Let people see. Let the world see the great thing you're doing there in Ikorodu. Amazing woman, amazing, incredible. Just show us very quickly.
Yes, so okay, yes. Can I share my screen?
Yes, you can share your screen very quickly, please. And then we'll go to the next speaker.
Okay.
Please, if you do have question for Seyi, please drop it in the chat. Fantastic. So people asking for your address already. They are coming to Ikorodu. She will drop the address in the chat.
Okay, yes, I'm having, okay. So, security, privacy.
Do you want to email it to me? Don't worry, do you want to email it to me?
Yes, maybe I should do that because I'm having some issues.
Okay, so I'm sending my email. Okay, I'll send you my email. Yes, also Seyi, you can please drop the chat of the social media handle for DreamCatcher and also your own personal social media and do as well, so that people can follow you very quickly to see more of what you're doing. We really do appreciate you. I'm going to send you my email via DM now, so that you can send me the you can send me the picture of the school you're mentioning, and then that way we can just get to show everyone. All right. Thank you so much, Seyi. Yes, so please, if you do have questions, please let's ask a question in the chat. Seyi is still here with us till around 11 o'clock. She will be here to attend to our question, please. Seyi, I've sent you my email address very quickly. I will go next to another speaker now, and then we would just move very quickly.
Okay.
My friend also suggested that we go to the chief of Okoagbo for permission before we could take the photographs that we came for. As my friend was asking for this permission, another burden came, into my heart of asking if the chiefs could permit us to be coming to teach the children about art. They were shocked, and they told us that they would have to do some investigation before they could grant us an endorsement. And that took about 3 weeks or so. But after the investigation, we were welcomed into the community. Even the Baale encouraged us by making a space available to us, and that was where we started our first class. Our Heavenly Father, we thank you.
Thank you, Lord.
For your love, for your mercy, and for your grace, for how far you've helped us. Father, accept our thanks in Jesus' name.
Amen.
Color is
Light.
color is light. Being an artist is more than just drawing pretty pictures. As an artist that God has blessed, that is talented, you have the opportunity to change your environment. As an artist, you have a unique voice. You can say whatever you want to say. I am the light of the world.
I am the light of the world.
Amazing. I am the light of the world. That is from our speaker today, Mr. Opedun Damilola. Please, could you please put on your camera, because we love our audience to be able to see you, please. Can you do that? Oh, wonderful. Yes, we can see you, sir. So I'm going to make you a co-host, right? Is that okay? So that if you want to share anything, you will share very quickly. And then I'm also asking, oh, wonderful, great. Mr. Opedun is a visual artist from Lagos, Nigeria. So we're pleased to welcome our second speaker for this morning, Mr. Opedun Damilola. Over to you, sir. Please introduce yourself to us very quickly.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me. I'm Damilola Moses Opedun. an artist, based in Lagos, Nigeria. I have my studio in Bagada here. I also consider myself as a social development, worker. And I've been doing this for the past, I think it's going to I think it's 7 years already, because it all started in 2015, as you have seen in the video played. It all started when a friend, just like you have seen in the video, when we went to Morocco to take picture, for painting production, one thing led to the other. It was when we were at Morocco that I saw the living condition there, like, I struggled with the fact that people could live and survive in such, environment, and my sympathy, or my empathy rather, was with the kids, with the children there, because I just saw them like, like sheep without a shepherd. So it was when we were at the Bale's living room, when we met the chiefs, that, the burden came upon my heart, and I just told them that I would like to teach these kids, because everything I've learned in school, because it all has to do with, their God-given talents, that I can actually build them up, through the help of God, and, to where they can become young professionals, where they can be empowered as well, to be able to help their parents and to be able to contribute to their community as well. So I think, I finished from Mauchi Polytechnic, and I've had several exhibitions, both within Nigeria and outside Nigeria, and London, Austria. Yeah. And I also have a studio space in Bagada that accommodates students from different tertiary institutions in Nigeria, art students, of course. So some of them do come, we accommodate them, we give them accommodation at the Bagada studio that we call TSTTV Studio 2. So, so far, so good. We've been able to train more than 100 students at our Bagada studio, and more than 100 children as well in Makoko Okwagmo. So that is just the, the summary of what I've been doing ever since.
Incredible story, Mr. Opedun. Wonderful. We're so thrilled and inspired by the work you're doing in Makoko. And, sometimes people visit such a place just to take pictures and use such images for their personal gain. So what changed for you? Because I've seen several artists, even big artists in Nigeria, who have painted Makoko. They've made millions of naira from Makoko. What was that thing that made you to be a different artist?
There is no way, okay, let me put it this way. It has to do with my background. My mom and my dad were separated. I was trained, by a single mother. And at some point in my life, I had to battle and struggle with a lot of emotional issues, low self-esteem. I lived in a semi-ghetto myself way back in Ibadan. And then my mom, blessed memory, was an evangelist. You understand, that taught me about, it made me to know that, she taught me a lot about Christ, not as a religious figure now. And I still tell people that I see the Bible not as a religious book. The Bible is a book that when you read, you can discover God and, know about his great plan for humanity and your role in his plan for humanity. So for me, it has always been trying to emulate, Christ. I'm sorry if I'm sounding religious, but that's my reality. So, and I believe that he has been the one empowering me. It wasn't about financial gain. It wasn't about for the first 2 years that I went to Morocco, I wasn't even, I did not make it public until 2017 that I started putting it on social media because I wanted people to support me and to be part of it, because I now saw clearly that it was about the kids in Makoko, not about me, not about fame or anything. So for me, it's the love and the hope and the transformation, the positive transformation that this is going to bring to the vulnerable children in Makoko, helping them to achieve positive outcomes in life. So that is what has kept me going. And as I'm doing it, I believe that, whatever we sow, we reap. God has not allowed me to lack one, at any point in time, because as it is, I've not been getting any contribution from any organization or anywhere. So, and we provide these kids with sketch pads and pencils and art materials. Once they finish using the sketch pad, I retrieve it from them and help them store it, safely, and give them brand new sketch pads and art materials. And that is the way it has been from that time till now. So I would say it's my background and the lessons, taught by my mom that has kept me going. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I see that
Yeah.
your faith really plays a significant role in the way you see life and how you engage with your community. And also because your faith in a way informs your value system informs your decision, how the decision to be able to go to this community, not thinking about how much can I make, but how much can I make the children in this community become better, not how much can I make to increase, my wealth, but rather how much of knowledge and skill can I impact into the lives of these children. And that is very powerful. That is so inspiring. I'm going to ask you more questions, but I'm going to stop there for now so that we can take the next speaker. Then I'm going to ask three of you questions collectively. Please, let's appreciate Mr. Opedun Damilola. Mr. Opedun Damilola has a foundation, right? Please, what's the name of your foundation, please?
It's called The Seed of the True Vine. The Seed of the True Vine Foundation. And for short, on Instagram, it's TSTTVF on Instagram at TSTTVF. For the studio in Bagada, on Instagram is TSTTVF.studio2 on Instagram. So that's the name.
Wonderful. You can please put that in the chat, please. Just put the details so that people can follow you immediately. Right. So the time is a bit short, but we're still going to ask you questions. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Jumoke, could you please put on your camera so that we can just move very quickly? All right, I see that you're on the move already, right? So, Jumoke, you're welcome on board. You're welcome to the National Art and Health Week, the first of its kind in Nigeria. And we're pleased to have you here.
Good morning.
Good morning. We're pleased to see you.
Good morning.
I love you. I love
Good morning.
Good morning. I love your art. Wonderful, wonderful. So
Good, but I thought I was coming in last.
No, don't worry. You're good. You're good. You're good. It's okay.
Okay.
Please to tell us about
No problem.
you're the founder of the first waste museum in the world. That's incredible, right? You want to tell us more about you? Tell us more about you and what you do. Yeah.
Okay.
Very, very
Okay. Okay. My name is Jumoke Olowookere. I've lived all my life in Ibadan. Ibadan is home for me. Ibadan is where I have known since when I was born. And so I'm very, very passionate about Ibadan. And I've always been looking for how to be a contributive factor, how to give back to Ibadan. So for my 40th birthday, because I have discovered wastes. When I mean waste of plastic bottles, waste from tires, waste of cans. I discovered this in my kitchen several years ago. And I fell in love with it. And I started exploring waste, doing different things, creating different works of art, establishing different playgrounds. And so for my 40th birthday, I went to 40 public schools. I got the idea, instead of doing a party, to go to 40 public schools to, give them what I know free of charge, which is to create a playground from waste. And under 13 months, I was able to do that and reach out to over 25,000 children and 1,500 teachers. By the time I was done, I realized that was what I wanted to do for the rest of my life. So I started a company. The name of the company is African Creative Sustainable Synergy Hub. And we are on a mission to create a sustainable world without waste. So we teach school children, most especially public school children, in Ibadan, because we realize that they've been so denied. They don't have practical arts in their classes. Many of them have never touched crayon. Many of them have never used paint before in their life. So I realized that there was a gap between the public school children and the private school children, because the private school children, I was teaching at Ibadan International School. We have every art materials that we may need. And public school students, I realized that they don't even have anything. Many of the students in secondary school have never used crayons in their life. They've never used paints in their life. And so realizing that there's this big gap, between the children, I decided to give them that, even if it is one day practical art experience, whereby they will get to be able to play with art. Many of them will touch paint and they will not wash their hands. They will take that painted hand, they will take it home to go and show their parents. And, going through that for a whole 13 months, I realized that waste is wealth. I realized that the children from public school needs to, have this feel of, one, the importance of waste, two, the beauty in waste, and the fact that with this hand, you can create anything. I remember we used to say, we came up with a confession that we still say till today. And the confession, we say, these are my hands. God gave them to me. They are blessed. Whatever I do with them shall prosper. My hands are blessed, And so we say this every day. And since 12 years, we've been saying this. We are still saying it till today. And so I want the children in the public school, in the secondary school, to have this mentality that with their hands and with the waste that they have available around them, they can come up with beautiful designs, they can come up with creative works, and they can, create a sustainable world without waste. Now, having gone through all these experiences, I discovered that once people see, okay, look at my earring, for example. My earring is made from bottle covers. And if I tell you, oh, the bottle of mineral you just take now, don't throw it away. You will ask me, why? Why can't I throw it away? Actually, I bought the mineral with my money. I can do whatever I like with it. But the thing you don't know is that once I tell you, oh, this bottle of mineral that you are throwing away, you can make them into jewelries like this. You can do it by yourself. It is upcycling. You don't need big machine. You don't need a lot of money. Guess what? That person, the next time you want to throw that bottle cover away, you will think twice because you have seen it. So I realized that there's a need for us to create a center where people can come in and you don't have to say much. They will just come in and see beautiful works that have been done with waste. And then so I said, oh, let me check online and see what people are doing. Maybe there's, a waste museum where people can come in and in one spot, you will see the interaction. And the waste museum idea that I got was not only for waste museum, but it's actually for circular economy. You know, when we're talking about circular economy of zero waste, we're talking about an economy whereby plants, animals, and humans, these three basic elements, they make up the environment. These three basic elements must live together in harmony without generating waste. And we as humans, we are the one that's generating most of the waste. We are the one throwing the waste away. Animals don't generate waste. All the waste from the animals, we use it back in the plants. Plants don't generate waste. All the waste from the plants, we can convert them into compost. But humans, we are the one that is always generating this waste that is harmful to our environment, that is not sustainable. So I decided that, let's come up with a waste museum. And I thought somebody must have done it somewhere else. So I brought out my phone and then I checked waste museum. And then the result came back and said, this result cannot be found. And I'm like, waste museum. And then I checked it again and I couldn't find it. And I'm like, are you telling me that nobody has sort of creating a museum that is dedicated for waste? And so since there was nobody that has done it, the next question I asked myself, is that means the world is waiting for you to do it. I don't think small, because I know that I have a very big God. I may be very small, but I know that I have a very big God. So I asked myself, if nobody has done it, it means that the world is waiting for me to do it. And the next question I asked myself, what is in your hand? I always ask myself anytime any new idea comes, what do you have now that you can use to start? You don't have to wait for the government. You don't have to wait for forever. What do you have now? So I asked myself, I have a small space in Monia. Then I asked myself, Monia is a bush. Who knows Monia? But I said, you know what? It is where I am that people will locate me. So I started talking about it. 2-3 years I was talking about it. Well, I want to do the first waste museum. We were showing up every day. And guess what? God raised helpers for me. Friends and brothers, sisters, they were coming. We were working together every day. We were not paying each other salary. Sometimes we will come together, we'll look for food to eat. Sometimes we'll come together, we'll not even have chance for to go back home. But we were showing up every day. We were working with waste. We were planting. And guess what? Last year, we got an application from the US consulate. We applied and we got a grant. And with the grant, we were able to start the first waste museum in the world. And February this year, we launched, and the US consulate came all the way to open the first waste museum for us. And now, what do we have at the museum? People are coming in there now for excursion. You can come in to see circular economy of plants, animals, and humans living together without generating waste. Presently, we have over 130 species of indigenous plants that are for food, for herbs, medicine, for air purifiers, and ornamentals. We have animals. The animals are generating waste, and we're using the waste back in the plant. And we also have artworks. We do furnitures, we do jewelries. And so, in one place, you can come in now and see the beauty of waste.
Hey,
when that idea came, it looks like as if it was impossible.
Sorry, Jumoke, sorry to pause you. As you're talking about that, so okay. I love your energy. I love it. I love your passion. And then I want people to see, so that you just be talk. And then, so I've helped you to pull up the Reuters report on the Waste Museum. And I love that this international media was able to cover this. So I'm going to play this for everyone. I'm going to play this very quickly. All right? All right, just mute yourself. Just mute yourself. We're still going to ask you more questions, right? I'm going to play this now. Sorry. Okay. You can keep talking, because I feel like there's something wrong there. Just keep talking. I will play just for 1 minute. Just keep talking.
Okay, so the question I will always ask myself is, what is in your hand right now that you can use? You don't have to wait until you have 1 billion or 1 million. If you have an idea, if God gives you an idea, what you need to do that idea is right there with you in your pocket. What is in your pocket? Stop looking for it in Shokoto or in Kapansha. So I asked myself, what is in my hand? And I remember I had that small space and we started it. And I did not look down on myself. I did not think, oh, I'm too small. Who knows me? Yeah, it's inside Monia. It's in Ibadan. Nobody knows Monia. Nobody's in. But guess what? When we started it, a year or 2 years after we started this dream of Waste Museum in Ibadan, they brought the train station right there beside us in Monia. And now, even if you're coming from anywhere in the world, you're coming from Lagos, you can just take the train, drop at the Waste Museum. In 5 minutes, you are there already. So if we were thinking, oh, we can't do it in Monia, we have to come to Lagos, we have to be at the center of town. That was how we would have missed out on that great opportunity of doing that thing. And to the glory of God, now the museum is open. Students are coming in, schools are coming in, adults are coming in, even students from master's departments, undergraduate department, when anytime they want to do the physical, they want to see the physical of what they are doing in their sustainability class, in their development class, the Waste Museum is now there as a center to showcase circular economy. You know, when we're talking about circular economy, it's not something that you will talk about. It's something that you can live. And for the past 2-3 years, we have been living circular economy at the Waste Museum. And guess what? Apart from living circular economy, apart from living zero waste life, we have not visited the hospital. Why? Because we have been taking from the garden. We have been taking from the plants and the herbs that God has blessed us with. You know, God has blessed us so much with so many plants around us. Yeah.
Just wait. Powerful. Powerful. I love that. So I'm able to pull it up. So I believe everyone can see my screen right away. I want us to be able to just share these footage reports from Reuters regarding the Nigeria's Waste Museum showcases how to raise awareness on waste by Jumoke, Olowookere, Olowo Waste, right? So let's enjoy this very quickly. Jumoke, you can keep speaking. I'm sure you can see the video because I can't hear the audio. So you probably can continue to speak about what you're doing here very quickly. Okay, all right. So you can just speak, since I can't, there's no audio, you can speak to what, I'm going to share the screen and I want you to speak about what you're doing there, all right? All right? So don't mute yourself. I want to stay unmuted. Good.
Okay.
So just,
okay.
I need to play that clip again so that people can see, right?
Okay.
So don't just
Okay.
talk,
Okay.
or we want visual
Okay.
for what you're saying, all
Okay.
right?
Okay. 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 Okay.
Okay, so those, I'm going to play
Okay,
from.
so that's okay, no problem.